to make a podcast right now, so I have to go. Okay.
Hi, everybody.
Hey, friends.
Welcome back to Read the Room podcast. As always, I'm Merv.
Hi, this is Embria.
Like we said, thank y'all so much for tuning in with us again. And thank y'all for all the love on social media.
Yeah, y'all kind of tweaked us out. We're like,
Yeah.
oh, we didn't know if people were going to take well to it or be responding to us, and y'all are.
Y'all showed up
So,
and truly showed out.
You did,
for
so now
us
we have to step it up.
and like produce good stuff.
Yeah, now we will be embarrassed.
No, we have so much in store for you guys. We're excited for y'all to be back.
Yeah, so what did we talk about last time? Boundaries. That was I think that was a good discussion.
I think it was a good discussion, too.
It was us who had it, so of course we think it was a good discussion. But we loved how y'all were interacting with the content.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, it seemed like it was definitely something that y'all can relate to.
Yeah, I feel like you don't realize that you aren't good at setting boundaries until something has gone way off the deep end. So yeah,
and
talking about
analyzing like, okay, maybe I should have said something.
Yeah,
and that something is boundary.
Yeah, it's easy to say, oh, and this person did this to me and that to me, but had you set some rules, look, you learned the hard way.
You live and you learn.
Yes.
But like I said, y'all have been really kind of taking well to that. And I was on Instagram and I saw a comment from Jackie.
That
I think kind of stuck well. It was in regards to our question about seeking permission from your
would you ever
spouse.
ask your significant other or person or whatever for permission to do anything? And what did Jackie say?
Jackie said, agreed, but let's not mistake communication for permission. I still need to know where the fuck you're going.
So, yes.
Period. I mean,
yes. Because in the clip, Merv was saying that she absolutely would not ask anyone for permission. And Jackie's saying, yeah, I wouldn't ask permission either, but don't think that means that we don't have to communicate about things. Like, don't leave me in the dark for the sake of setting your own boundaries. Like, still communicate.
Boundaries
I love that one.
Is not, I'm going to do me, even though I got a partner. It's, I'm going to do us. You know, let me let you know.
That is a good one.
Period.
Boundaries is, I'm going to do us. Boom, black. Boom.
Boom.
Okay, so this episode, we're going to take a step back from talking about romantic relationships. And we're going to talk about friendship. Just the traditional, platonic relationship. Because if you think about it, the majority of your relationships with humans are not romantic.
No.
It's just how do you treat other people.
Right.
So
and a lot of us tend to be mostly with our friends, especially when you get to a certain age where you're not always around your family.
Yeah, you spend a lot of time with these people, so we ought to probably discuss a little bit more
about those type of relationships.
Absolutely.
So,
had you seen a tweet? What was the tweet that you saw about this?
Oh, the one that Miriam Hasnea said. She was saying that, let me just pull it up because I'm going to say it wrong. So Miriam Hasnea, she is a energy worker. Well, when I listened to her, she said that her profession is a professional relaxer, which honestly mood.
I mean, right, I aspire.
But she said the fact that anytime you say the word relationship, most people assume you're talking about a romantic relationship is very telling.
It is very telling.
So we have to kind of lean more towards prioritizing our friendships. Do you know where you learned to be a good friend? How did that come about?
Ooh, that's a good question. I think probably my mother and my sister, they have very strong, you know them, they are very strong-willed women. Yeah. So I think them, like loyalty and honesty and things like that are very important to them. So I grew up, and of course my dad as well, I grew up knowing about those things. But I think a lot of it is also trial and error.
Yeah, that's
very
true.
Things happen to you, as people do things to you or interact with you in certain ways, you realize like, dang, I didn't like how it felt when you did X, Y, and Z to me, so I will not do that to anyone else. Treat other people how you want to be treated. How do you feel like you learned?
I think mine was 100% trial and error.
Really?
Yeah, I would love to say like me and my mom go way back, but that's just not the type of relationship we have. Okay. And that's okay. It was for sure mother-daughter.
Yeah.
So I had to kind of seek out those relationships on my own and kind of figure out how best to kind of approach those situations. And I can be honest, I haven't always been the best of friends, but I can say now, having went through all of that and experienced that, I can say now I'm a good friend.
Yeah.
I've been to
okay, but that's the thing. Hindsight is 20/20.
Yeah.
In the moment, you think you're doing what's best for you and for the other person, and then you look back like, yeesh, I could have done that a little bit different.
So I think a lot of it for me is me being very selfish and being only focused on me. Yes. Even in friendships, I used to be super, I wouldn't say combative, but I didn't take well to people giving me any type of criticism. Okay. It could be the best,
they could mean well, but you didn't.
I just took it the wrong way every single time. Okay. And I think that made me a bad friend, because then I looked at my friends as like these people that are just like kind of like what's the word I'm looking for here? Not like nitpicky, but like, talking down on me, or like,
oh, you felt like they were belittling you because they were pointing out things that they felt like you could improve on.
Exactly, because I felt like I didn't do anything wrong. Why do you feel? And that's also the Gemini in me. Why are you wrong? I didn't do anything wrong. So I had to really kind of like pull back on that a lot. It was actually, when I think about it, it's kind of embarrassing. But
some of the things. Okay, but I think that human nature, I was just talking to somebody about this. I think human nature is inherently selfish. If you think about what do, you eat every day for you, blink for you, breathe for you. So I think that it's sometimes more of an experience than we're willing to acknowledge, that you need to step away from thinking about you. Because, like you said, friendships make up a lot of our time.
I hang out with my friends more than I hang out with any other ship in my life.
No, yeah. So, okay, you said that one of the things that you recognize that you used to do as a friend was be selfish. What are some things, based on these experiences that you had, how can you discern now, at this age, after all these experiences, a good friend from a bad in another human?
At the root of it, like you mentioned, it's just like, is this person a good person? Yes or no? That's the one question.
That's simple.
If you hesitate, simple. Okay, maybe there might be not as good of a person that you make them seem. So I think at the root of it, you have to be a good person. But then as a friend, you have to be very supportive of your friends.
Okay.
You have to be open to hearing your friends. You have to treat it kind of like a two-way thing.
Yes, it's a two-way project, a we thing.
I'm giving into you, I'm pouring into you, you pour into me type of situation.
Yes, mutuality is important.
There's no competition when you're friends. If there's competition, you guys aren't friends. That's it.
The competing thing, that's my number one red flag, pet peeve. And I could love someone to death and think that they are a great person, but if I feel an inkling of competitiveness, I'm so not like that, to the extent that I need to take steps back for my own sanity, because that's one of them things.
Exactly. I always think that's just like a weird thing when I see tweets on Twitter, people talking about some like you have like your friends are like low-key haters or something like that. You ever seen those type of tweets? I'm just like, why do you think that if you're friends?
Okay,
are you okay? Is everything okay?
So this is probably a good time to state my opinion about the word friend.
Okay.
I think that we need to use the word acquaintance a little bit more.
Yeah.
Or we need to, acquaintance sounds a little too distant. Friend sounds a little too close.
Too close, yeah.
Can somebody please invent a word between acquaintance and friend? Because not everybody is your friend. Somebody who's you feel like is hating on you, or who is competing with you, who's talking negative, speaking bad on your name when you're not around, that is not your friend.
Not at all.
That's an associate. Maybe associate.
Yeah.
They're my associate, but
before they get to partner, you gotta be an associate.
Before you my partner, my friendship partner, you need to
be in
first year associate, honey.
And in that associateship that y'all are going through, that's when you really kind of get to weed out, like, how does this person react when I win? How does this person react when I'm sad and I need, a helping hand? How does this person react when we go out? You have to kind of...
Yes, you got to court your... Whole time you low-key need to court your friends in the same way that you court a romantic situation. You can't just because, your favorite color pink... Mine is too. And now we best friends. No,
this is not third grade, girl.
It's not third. Yeah, because I feel like a lot of our friendships I think a lot of our friendships come from we started out in school, so you know them from school, or you work with them, so now that's your friend.
Proximity.
Yeah. I think that the traditional relationship comes from proximity, and we need to take a step back from that because not everybody is meant to be your friend. You're not friendship compatible with everyone. You could see someone, and that is fine. They could be a great person.
Period.
And y'all might not need to be friends, and that's okay. So, okay, have you gone through, so in the same vein of like proximity to romantic relationships when people break up, have you gone through friendship breakups?
Girl, have I went through a friendship breakup? Yes. I went, and it was so devastating. Honestly, I cried when it happened.
Did you?
Yeah, I did.
Real tears, not just the
real tears. Ask Jen and Sid when it happened. I was crying.
You were torn.
Yeah, because I'm like, we grew up together. Like, where is this coming from? So one of the friendship breakups that I had, like I mentioned, this is someone that I grew up with. Family. Close. My mom never let me sleep over nobody's house, but she let me sleep over this girl's house.
So that was your.
This was ace. My ace was cool, honey. So the situation, it was weird. There was actually one situation that happened even before this where this person, along with another friend, the other friend that I broke up with as well, they kind of felt like I was being more of a friend to my current best friend. And
so they were comparing.
Yeah, okay. But I never saw it as that way. It was just that if I'm around this person all day, every day, there's going to be more experiences. There's going to be more shared birthdays and things like that. Yeah. I can't really help it, but that's not to spite any of my friends. And I always try to do my best to keep them to include them. Like if they came to Chicago, you got a place to stay type stuff. Or I'm going on this trip, you want to go? That type of thing. I always try to keep them in the mix, but this one particular friend, I always just kept hearing her saying like slight little things. And then the things weren't even serious, but it's just kind of one of those things like, okay, why would you say that? That's
about
weird.
You or to you?
About me.
Oh, yeah, so other people went.
Yeah.
Oh, that's the
But it was just like small stuff. So I hit her up on Instagram. And I said before, I lost her number. So I had to hit her up on Instagram and let her know, like, hey, which was honestly was not a good look at all. But y'all know how iPhones are.
Okay.
It was, you know what I'm saying? Number. I did. But I hit her up on Instagram, like, hey, whenever you get a chance, I'd love to kind of get on a call. I heard some things. I wanted to kind of just discuss that with you. Because I'm the type of person, if there's a situation, I'm going to just take it straight to the horse.
You hit her with it. I just think it's funny how...
No, I did not. Not at all. I just wanted to kind of like... I'm like, this is not something that you would say.
Yeah, so you wanted to clear the air, which is mature.
Yeah. And then she hit me with the, no, we can talk in the DMs. Which I thought was red flag number one because we go back how long and you're not even willing to give me a phone call?
Oh, so she said keep it here. Keep it on the playground.
Keep it on. She did not want to take this back in after recess, nothing. She said this stays on the playground. And then from there, the conversation was just weird vibes. So I was just like, you know what? Let's just go ahead and end this where it's at right now. And that was the last time I spoke to her.
Wow, so you never got your answers, your closure?
No, because it started becoming like super combative.
Okay, so so
I wanted to back away.
If you're listening to this and this story resonates with you, please hit Merv up because we want to know what happened.
I would like to know too.
I think that's terrible. Like, it's one thing to go through a friendship breakup and you know exactly what happened and you know where the end is and you know why. Yeah. But for there to have been no communication, not even miscommunication.
Yeah. So that's why I always kind of like, I remember when it happened too, like I got done after I said that. I was just like crying, and then my roommate at the time, also a good friend of mine, Jen, she came in the room like, what's going on? I told her, and I was just crying because I was like,
that's sad and that's weird.
Yeah, like why would that happen? Why would we end on that type of term?
That's weird. History? Baby girl at readtheroompod.
Maybe I didn't mess up, who knows? But I would at least like to know, So,
and who knows? After time, perhaps there was things that she was going through, or like you never know what's going on. So if she wants to clear the air,
so that's why I don't. Yes, I took it personal. Let me not be, I took it personal, but at the same time, I also don't take it personal because I don't know what's going on. Yeah. I don't have an answer, so I can't say this is a definite reason why.
Yes.
So how about you? Have you... This face you're giving me right now.
What?
Have you...
I'm just looking at you.
Have you experienced a friendship breakup?
Have I? Oh, yeah. In recent times, well, actually, that wasn't that recent. It was probably like over a year ago or something. I'm sure you're familiar with the situation.
Yeah, it was last year.
Yeah, I went through a friendship breakup, and that kind of thing is traumatizing. Like, I kind of seen it coming, but when you confide in someone to a certain extent, when they switch up on you, it naturally is going to come as a bit of a surprise. But in short, yes. Yeah, I dealt with a friendship breakup and I moved past it, and it was a very messy situation. Yeah. Like, I wouldn't, if you know some people and they're friends and they're falling out and you see that they're about to fall out or whatever, my advice to you would be to stay out of it, because there's 3 sides to every story. This is what Usher Raymond said in the song. 3 sides to every story, 1 side, the other side, and the truth. Right. So I was in this situation where a person felt like I had wronged them, and I felt like they had wronged me too, but I never I never put that out there, and a lot of people aren't probably familiar with the background of it, but they felt like I wronged them. They made it very public. They went in a group chat with a bunch of people whose business it was not, basically dragging my name through the mud. And I feel like that's fine because I'm very comfortable with who I am and the energy that I put out and the interactions that I have with people, to the extent that didn't bother me that much. It's just like, you are doing a lot and you were supposed to be my friend like 2 seconds ago. Right. So at what point did this become your sentiment? Like, has this been brewing deep within you and you've been next to me pretending the whole time? Right. Like, I don't mind confrontation or whatever, but it's that concept, the fact that you have been in my face, in my space, and were you lying?
Like phony kicking it?
I hate phony kicking it. Baby, just stay out my life. Like, you don't have to fake the funk to kick it. So yeah, I mean, I'll never know. I don't know when it came. Right. At some point it came up, but I'm happy. Here's what I'll say. I'm happy with the people that are in my life right now. I'm grateful for all the good energy.
Honestly, me
the
too.
Laughs.
I'm glad you bring that up, because I was, even before this episode, I was thinking about like all the friends that I have, and it's just top tier. High caliber.
Top 10.
Literally
top tier,
top 2,
great
not
people.
Not number 2 type of friendships, because woo, but baby,
that's a place to get to. That's a thing to work for. I think about like younger me. There's people who you leave in your life because you've known them for a long time, or because whatever the case may be. And I think it's natural to grow apart from people. So when you get in that comfortable space where you're just at the perfect distance from people who like y'all don't really see eye to eye anymore, you don't have to pretend. I think that is a great space.
I think we need to normalize just like friendships ending. Not on some
not on bad terms.
Not on bad terms. Yeah. Not on some hateful stuff. Like, we just like at a crossroad where it's just like, I don't think it makes sense for us to
continue. Yeah.
So we just kind of leave it where it's at. We internalize the good memories. That's all they're ever going to be, is memories, and we just kind of move forward. You ain't got to unfollow people on Instagram and nothing like that. Y'all can still like, it's like, oh, I see this person's doing good, whatever, but you ain't got to be like, oh, fuck that bitch, she did this and that, and I'm a block. Yeah. That's when it gets to be too much. We're at this point, we're adults. All that fighting and bickering stuff is just, I'm gonna be real too. I ain't above all that fighting and bickering stuff, but sometimes it's not called for.
Call it like it is, but sometimes it's not. So. Discernment. Sometimes getting buck is appropriate, but sometimes it's not.
You just kind of leave things where they're at, you wash your hands, and you walk away from it, and that's okay.
I think also normalizing the ins and outs of friendships. Like, sometimes it's not even that the friendship ended. Sometimes it's that, okay, I'm being a little bit to me right now. I'm doing some other stuff. Yeah. We'll get back to talking every day when that is the vibe, but it's not necessarily the vibe right now. Like, I see people complaining like, I haven't heard from blah, blah, blah. Or if your friends haven't checked on you during the pandemic, it's like, let them rock.
I'm glad you made that point, because it brings up to another tweet by Tony Tone. It's at T, the letter 0, NIT, the letter 0.
Oh, I be seeing her. Okay,
I love her stuff. But she said, when it comes to love languages, we talk about romantic relationships a lot. What about friendships, though? Do you know how your friends like to receive love? Sometimes things we deem as unimportant are important to our friends. Communicate about ways you can be a better friend.
That is, oh my gosh. Okay, if you're listening to this, I suggest text a friend, text your close friend, and ask, like, what's your friendship language? Because I think that that's where a lot of issues arise, or a lot of misunderstandings, because you're being a friend to someone in a way that they don't want, in return. I had a falling out with one of my friends we've known each other since we were like 4 years old, super young. But I think that the reason that we fell out was because I was being a friend to her in a way that I would want to receive, but not how she needed.
Right.
And that, looking back, I'm like, oh wow, that's not what she wanted. But I'm like, well, I don't see a problem, because I would be okay if she did it to me, but that's not what it's about.
And it's a simple thing to do. Just ask.
Just
ask. And they'll probably be elated. I would. Yeah. Someone just asked me, like, how do you operate in a friendship? What's your style?
Yeah.
Because honestly, if you've texted me before, me, my texting game is on 0. Like, I will take
-2. No,
like, honestly, it's so bad. But I don't do that on purpose. Sometimes I just get in a mindset where I'm just like, I'm not interested. I could be on my phone. I just don't want to text.
Yes.
It's not the fact that, I don't care what you're saying, none of that. It's just that in that moment, I just don't want to text. And sometimes it's even better to just catch me on the phone, to be quite honest.
Yeah, but that's how you are, and that would be for your friends to know. I will text,
You
but
sure would.
Okay.
5-10 messages back to back.
Okay. Relax. I'm glad you're saying this, though, so that everybody who receives multiple messages from me knows. My texting style is like, I'm talking, and then I'll go, like, get something to drink, and then I'll think of something else, and I'm back in your inbox
with some more text,
and then something else. But look, that's just how I am. I'm a very expressive person. But that's for my friends to know. If you don't like to be texted multiple times, then we're not friendship compatible. Get out my inbox.
We're in this podcast right now. I'm just kidding. Girl. I'm just kidding. No, when you text, she don't care about no response. She don't keep texting. Yeah. But then when I text you back, I make sure I hit every single point.
Oh, see, I appreciate that. See, some people, if you listen to this, some people will pick what they want to respond to. Yeah. So, to our point about some friendships, maybe you outgrow them or they run their course, it's also okay for a friendship to change its shape. So maybe you have a friend who you went to high school with, and you saw them every single day and you texted every single day, but then say they move out of town. Now it's going to change a little bit. Maybe you guys become see each other when you're in town type and text every once in a while type. Like, it's completely okay for the way that the friendship looks to change over time. And I actually think that's healthy.
Yeah. Because honestly, we're always changing as a person.
Ever evolving.
We all always say, I'm not the same person I was last year, a minute ago.
I wasn't yesterday.
2 seconds ago. I just changed right now. Shut up. So we gotta give our friends that same kind of what is the word I'm looking for? We have to give our friends that same
space,
that same room
to grow,
those same accommodations, because they're going to be changing. That means the way that y'all operate as friends is going to change as well. And then now you got to figure out or have that conversation, like, okay, I know this is not how we were in 12th grade. Like, how do we kind of move forward as friends?
And honestly, try not to be tethered to an old version of your friend, because honestly, you might start to feel like a burden. Like, if I'm out here doing these new things and you're expecting me to want to be talking about like things that don't interest me anymore, or do things that just are no longer fun to me anymore, the relationship might start to feel burdensome. And at that point, it's like fight or flight. Like, maybe it's not working out for us. But
so just have that discernment and really just communication.
Yes, communication is at the key of everything.
Just talk.
Yes,
y'all talk about everything else. Y'all can talk about y'all relationship. Period. Y'all gonna press a nigga down about what y'all are. You can ask your friends.
What are we?
So. Where are we at in our friendship?
That's a good point, because that is the question, honey.
Yeah, let's normalize prioritizing our friendships.
Yes,
because I don't know about y'all, but like, my friends are my everything.
Friends are important.
Period.
In the words of Michael Lynch, period.
Period. Shout out to Michael Lynch.
Hi.
In the spirit of discernment and figuring out where you are in a friendship with someone, I also think it's important to figure out what type of friend they are. I did a little bit of research. And I found this article basically explaining Aristotle's point of view.
So we get philosophical.
I did take that one philosophy class in college.
Philosophy was low key that girl, but okay. Yeah,
anyway. It was so subjective. None of my favorites was wrong.
I thought it.
None of my favorites was wrong, honey. But so he was basically just talking about the different types of friendships, and there's overall 3. So the first type of friendship is based on utility. So that's how useful is this person to me.
Oh, wow. Can I use you? No.
Exactly.
But really.
The second one is based on pleasure. That can be like sexual or physical or even just like a general delight.
Okay.
And then the third type is based on virtues. This is like what we all should strive to, like a fully developed friendship where it doesn't necessarily mean like your outlooks on life kind of like match up, but we're in a place that I take you and Bria for who you are, and I, work to kind of nurture, support, that type of thing. And you do the same to me.
Okay.
And that's where we try to lead off. So going back to the first one, based on utility, how useful is this person to me? And the way they explain this would be kind of like, if I have a friend who's a mechanic, I want to be friends with them because just in case my car breaks down, I know they're going to hook me up for free because they're a mechanic and we're friends. So
this feels to me almost like more professional in nature, kind of like, okay, if I have a mentor or something in the work context, like you can help me with things and I can help you with things. It's more transactional than it is,
even like a business partner.
Partner.
We're really friends because we
do this business together. Look at us doing a podcast.
Where we at on these friendships?
Just kidding, guys.
So that one is like you said, just kind of figuring out what someone's use is for you.
Yeah, that one's kind of hollow. That one's not. If this person
can get you into the club, I mean, we're gonna have to link up.
That's a good point you make, because people do be having them kind of friends. She got connects. She could get us in the club.
Or she can always. She be buying tables. She be buying bottles. I want to be friends with her.
Oh, you guys, are y'all thinking about people right now? Because I'm thinking about people. It's crazy.
The Saturday night friends, that would be a type A.
See, I didn't even think of it like that. Thank you. Okay, type A. So that's like surface. That's the most surface level you could get. Okay,
y'all probably don't even know nothing about each other, but y'all know what each other could do.
And if she got heels in your size. Okay, so how would you describe a type B friend?
Okay, so a type B friend, like we mentioned, someone's placed on pleasure. So this is where your friends with benefits come in, but not even that, but just like friends that. Like, okay, I think this girl is funny. I want to be her friend.
I was just, because I don't even
stuff
think
like that. Like, I think she's fun. I think she's cool. And I want to just be her friend.
Like, she's
also like very surface level, but it's because you just enjoy being around them, and that's a type B friend.
You enjoy a part of them, and you want to be around it.
Exactly. Okay. So there's not necessarily like a trade off of any sort. It's just kind of like
it's feeling, like she's funny, and I enjoy laughing. So let me be around her. Okay.
So the thing with type A and type B friends is that there's a deadline. Because the moment they stop being useful,
or the moment they stop
being funny, or whatever the case may be, the friendship is over because you guys didn't establish anything beyond.
You didn't bond. It was just purely transactional.
Exactly. Okay. And that's when the type C friends come in. This is where they say that this is what we should strive to. The friends based on virtue. All right. So these are the people that you see in your life. You're like, dang, I really want them to be good for their own good. It ain't got nothing to do with me.
So I
just want them to be good, and that's why we're friends. Because I'm gonna support you through whatever. Because I want to make sure that you're good.
Okay.
And these are like the fully developed friendships that we should all aim for. And I think as a challenge, maybe even to our listeners, kind of figure out like, where do your friends lie?
Where do they stand? Because that is some deep stuff.
Yeah, because you can't have all type A, all type B friends and no type C friends.
I think that's how you end up lonely.
Exactly.
If you have all surface level, like not deep, thoughtful relationships.
Exactly, because you're going to be rotating the friendships because they all have a deadline. Wow. It may be a year, maybe 2, maybe 5, but ultimately they're going to end because the reason why you even pursue that friendship, that reason is going to go away.
Superficial.
But
there's no depth.
Type C friends, those are the ones that you keep.
Wow, you build and they transform it.
Mm-hmm. Oh, and you can decipher who
when you think about yes.
When you think about like who do I really want to see win, like regardless, who do I see like when man, they got an issue, I'm there for them. When
I was just going to say when you're down, because it's easy. Like, who do I want to go have brunch with when I'm happy because I want to kiki? But who do you go to when it's not sweet?
It's not the friend that got the car that take you everywhere. It's not the...
That's a utility-based.
You know how they be saying, like, oh, you know... I don't know if you've seen this too before, but the girl was like... oh, you fucking the weed man for weed, and like,
you the text man for
yeah. So you can't be out here befriending, you know, the funny girl for jokes,
because
the jokes gonna end at some point. So you really gotta focus on those type C friendships, so that the people that you want to just be successful, that bring value to you, and you bring value to them. Those are the ones that your lifelong friends. And like Aristotle said, girls. Find you some type C friends. And
talking about like Aristotle said, girl, find you some.
Basically, that's what he said, type C or nothing, period. But it's good to have a mix of those, though.
It is, but to know the difference. I think that I think that it's probably easy to confuse people's roles when they say like learn your role and play that. You can't be expecting some type A friend, somebody who you barely know, to be there when you are crying and sad. That's not what that's about.
Or to even understand you, because y'all haven't built that.
They don't know you like that.
Y'all haven't built that, so it doesn't make sense to go to a type A friend with a type C problem
and type C expectations. They're not about to. They don't care. They're like, okay, but where's the turn up though?
Car to drive you to the store, whatever the case may be. They're not there to support you. So make sure you have a good mix of all of them. Yes, I would say,
but have some type C friends.
Majority type C. If you want to be like in a fruitful position where you have people
to be fulfilled.
You're gonna friends. And I feel like that's where I'm in my life right now.
Type C friends only. Okay, I was just about to tweet the other day, and it stayed in my drafts about I feel like I'm at capacity. Yeah. Like as far as like it goes, making friends. Like of course I'm not gonna X anybody out, but I'm like very comfortable with the people who are in my life and the roles that they're playing. So I'm not about to just stock up on type A friends because I don't have the energy for a lot of surface level pointless stuff. Right. So I'm good on it.
No, I feel you 100%. Like I told you, I found my tribe.
And you're good.
I'm super good.
And of course, if someone else comes along, you're not gonna be shutting them off.
Right, no, but
I'm not like, my friends are so bad. I be seeing people tweeting now, I need some new friends.
Right. No, baby. At our big 25, 26, babe, what was you doing? what have you been doing?
This whole time.
Yeah, especially like, not to be elitist, but for people who went to college, like you had all that time.
You met a lot of different people. You took so many classes.
You ain't found out one person.
A club.
You know, so focus on them type C friends.
Yes.
Period.
Okay, so in closing, we usually talk about some tweet or event or something that was relevant. So this made me think of Issa and Molly on Insecure. Did you watch this week's episode?
Yeah, I watched it.
Okay, so in the episode, Issa basically needed help with the event that she was trying to put together. Yeah. And Molly's boyfriend worked at one of the companies or whatever, and he could help. Issa reached out to Molly and said, could you ask your dude to help me? And Molly said no. She said, I respect my relationship or whatever, and I need to set boundaries or something like that. Ultimately, they got into it about that.
See, I thought it was so weird when they got into it at the block party. It all seems so, like, escalated, like, super out of nowhere. And someone even pulled up receipts about, in the very beginning,
when Molly said she was okay with it.
Yeah, like, now you know important people, too. Okay, so now you're reneging because what's the reason?
Yeah.
I don't think, my thing with Molly is that she's not giving a good reason. Like, no. What is the problem? Issa's your girl. Issa hasn't overstepped boundaries or anything like that with you. She hasn't been up in your face, you know, asking you for this and that. So I'm just kind of trying to, it's not like she a beggar.
I think that's the thing. You said Issa's your girl. I think Issa low-key is like really not her girl. True. I think that some people's version of friendship, like, okay, on this utility-based friend, like a person who you use for certain things, I think that Molly wants to be like helpful for Issa, and Issa's been doing her own thing. She had condominium, condola, whatever. She
had her dookie braids. Yeah, like, she would stay with a connect along braid.
Okay, let live. Let condolences be. But I think that Molly, she felt most comfortable when she was like that one. Like, okay, I got my stuff together and I can help you. But Issa's doing her own thing and Molly no longer feels useful to her or something. I'm not sure, but
I don't even know. I don't know if this teeter-totters into the competition playing field. I think it does. But it's like Molly has the ideal everything. Yeah, she has a job. She has the home, the closet. You know, now she has the man. It's like Issa just out here doing her, and she built this whole block party basically on her own with condolences to help here and there. Molly really hasn't contributed anything. She's been really negative this whole season. That's why I'm just like so irritated with her, because this came out of nowhere. And the thing that really pushed me over the edge is like Andrew had no problem with it. None. So and he even said like, that's your home girl. It's nothing.
Yeah, I think that it is a competition thing. Mm-hmm. Like I think that some people don't want their friends to be on their same level. Like some people can, I'm rooting for you, but low key they want to stay here and they want you to stay here. And when they see you creeping up, it's like, oh wait, hold on, you were supposed to be the struggling friend and I was supposed to be the successful friend. So I mean, that's for all of us to internalize and to take a look at our friends. Like, are you supporting me because you feel like I'm just not really gonna be that successful at this, so you can just stay, or do you legitimately want me to be great in that thing? And I don't think Molly wants Issa to be great.
It is so weird to me, because I would understand if Issa did something to Molly and it's more of like a revenge thing. I can respect a revenge thing, but
I can't. Even that is like, isn't this supposed to be your best friend?
Yeah, but at least there's a reason. Yeah, this feels like it feels so weird. It's just like it feels like she finally got a man and she done switched up. Yeah, that's what the vibes petty. I'm getting from this. Petty. And Issa been with her through all the dudes she been with. Remember Jared?
No. Yes.
I really liked him, but Molly was.
I hope y'all watch Insecure while we like all deep into it. Spoiler alert. Spoiler alert for real.
But yeah, that whole thing was just really weird. I think what we mentioned earlier about your friendships changing and being open to that change. I think they should have just really had that conversation of leaving the friendship where it was at, because obviously Molly is not in tune
at all. Or even, okay, we can stay friends, but this is going to look a bit different. Let's take some steps back and just let it naturally happen instead of doing that awkward like, but I thought we were supposed to hang out on Sunday. Like, girl, I don't want to hang out this Sunday.
So like I was saying, if it wasn't for Issa, she wouldn't even be with her man that she doing the most over for absolutely no reason. Don't know.
My thoughts on that are
by the way, Andrew. Anyways, before I get upset, to wrap it all up, honestly, I think you just need to kind of reevaluate where your friends are. Is your friend a type A friend, a type B friend, or type C friend, and then just kind of move accordingly.
Yeah, evaluate what they are to you, and then be honest with yourself. What are you to them? Right. Like, you might not be that helpful a friend, that insightful a friend. You have to acknowledge the role that you play in people's lives and the effects that you have on them. Like, for instance, you might wish that one of your friends came to you more like a type C friend, but then you have to think about what's your input. Like, what if I'm super judgmental and somebody comes and tells me something and I judge them, no, they're not gonna come back. So that would be for me to be honest. Okay, well then I'm just in the type B zone. You know, like, just be honest with yourself too.
And make sure that you're friends with people for the right intentions. Yes. Your friendships are healthy. Just like the last episode, create boundaries in your friendships that work best for the both of y'all, and get to know your friend's friendship language. Make sure y'all are on the same accord. And if your friendship is changing, that's not the end of the world. You know, just move some things around and make it work again. Yes. You know, it's not the end of the world. Every situation doesn't mean a friendship has to end. Everything can be reevaluated.
Yes, and life is ever evolving. Friendships, relationships, all of it is ever evolving. So go ask your friends out. I really am interested to see if people go and have that talk. If you have the talk and you want to share it, at readtheroompod on Instagram, on Twitter. If y'all want to start a hashtag or something, that would be cool.
Let us know so we can hashtag along with y'all. Yeah, if you talk to your friend, let us know how it goes. So you can email us at readtheroompod.
Yeah, we'll include it in the recap for next episode.
Yeah, we can put it in the description as well, so you guys have easy access on your mobile devices.
Right. Well,
so that's pretty much it today. Any last words before we part with our roommates?
I like that. First of all, that's super cute. But be a good friend. I think that at the core of it is just being a good person. And good things will come to you.
Love and lights. We will see you guys on the next episode. Don't forget to follow us on Instagram at readtheroompod, Twitter readtheroompod.
If you're feeling very professional, email us at readtheroompod@gmail.com.
All right, lovelies. We'll see y'all next episode.
Bye.
Bye.